50 Cent is reportedly developing a documentary aimed at exposing Jay-Z. Recent discussions online claim that Jay-Z and others were mentioned in newly released Epstein-related documents, sparking major controversy. Some are even suggesting the situation could become bigger than the scandals surrounding it. Allegations about industry connections, resurfaced emails, flight logs, and old video clips are fueling speculation. With more documents being discussed following Department of Justice releases, the story continues to gain attention, and tensions appear to be rising.
This is not a drill. Pusha T and Jay-Z have both been revealed to be in the Epstein files. A few moments ago, we have just received shocking news within the music world that two major artists in the rap game were revealed to be in the Epstein files, like Pusha T and Jay-Z. Now, specifically in the Epstein file, Pusha T is accused of doing something to a woman that is very disturbing, with it saying in approximately 2007, a woman attended a party following an invitation from an unknown man who approached her as she walked down the street. Weinstein and Pusha T also attended the party and drugged her and ended up doing other things. And as for Jay-Z, the details are a lot more disturbing, within the files claiming that Jay-Z was doing something to a woman while she was sleeping, with it saying from her home she then later woke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter Jay-Z, while Weinstein had inserted his fingers into
The Department of Justice released more than 3 million pages of records, roughly 2,000 videos, and around 180,000 images connected to various Epstein-related investigations. Much of the material was heavily redacted, with names and faces blacked out. However, according to online claims, Jay-Z's name reportedly appears multiple times in the STH. Documents. One FBI crisis intake report included in the release references allegations from an anonymous accuser who claimed she was drugged and abused over a period of years, and that a well-known music figure was allegedly involved. The report also states that she claimed to have awakened in a room with high-profile individuals, including Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter Jay-Z. The document describes these as unsubstantiated allegations. It's important to note that being mentioned in documents or reports does not establish guilt. However, given Jay-Z's past associations with other controversial figures, including Sean Diddy Combs, the resurfacing of these claims has sparked renewed public speculation. Whether it's coincidence or something more is a matter of ongoing debate, but at this stage, the claims remain allegations without proven wrongdoing.
Tip back in 2009 that was sent to the FBI that references Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, and Pusha T. It says, on July 10th of 2019 at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, someone called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to identify herself as a victim of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein and others. This person said in approximately 1994, she revealed herself as a past victim of abuse by Epstein. She described the abuse that occurred during parties, and she also described someone as a friend of someone. In approximately 1996, she revealed that she resided with someone somewhere. An unknown man abducted someone from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, known as Jay-Z. This person claimed that Harvey Weinstein inserted his fingers into... She believed that she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. This person estimated that she was abducted on 7 occasions, awaking each time in an indoor setting. She said that she suffered abuse on multiple of those occasions in which Epstein participated. She claims that she recalled Leon Black and William Barr, the current United States Attorney General, being present during some of the occasions of the...
This report references a tip that was sent to the FBI, naming several high-profile figures, including Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. According to the document, on July 10, 2019, at approximately 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, a woman contacted the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, identifying herself as a victim of abuse involving Jeffrey Epstein and others. She claimed that her alleged abuse dated back to the mid-1990s and described incidents that she said occurred during parties. The report states that she alleged being abducted from her home on multiple occasions and waking up in unfamiliar indoor locations. In one account, she claimed to have awakened in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, known as Jay-Z. The document further states that she believed some of the incidents took place at Epstein's Florida mansion. She estimated that she was abducted approximately 7 times and alleged that Epstein participated in several of those instances. The report also mentions that she claimed to recall other prominent individuals being present during certain occasions. It's important to emphasize that these statements were documented as ALLEGATIONS within an intake report and do not.
She wrote, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. And yeah, she's not the first person in Hollywood to say that. I just don't know how much could be in our face anymore before we wake up and realize these people are ruling over us and they win when we're fighting with each other. That's just the reality. I really don't see how you can have a ton of success in Hollywood and not be in the club, because Hollywood was founded upon this. I just don't really care what you call me. It's time.
Wrongdoing clip. You look at artists like Jay-Z and Pusha T. Some critics argue that they built their careers off the struggles of the community, so the question becomes, how can they truly stand up for that same community? But fans often overlook that because the music is so influential and beloved. People admire the success, the artistry. The image of the frustration comes from the belief that if powerful figures in the industry really spoke openly about everything they know, it could have serious consequences. Some argue that the truth stays buried because revealing it would come at too high a cost. In that view, the concern isn't just about individual artists, it's about a larger cultural issue. Where public figures are celebrated while critics question whether honesty and accountability are being sacrificed.
And what's really happened is that people like Nicki Minaj and also Kanye West, they seem like they were a little bit cuckoo. And I ain't gonna lie, people call them flat out crazy. They're now starting to look like they were trying to warn us of some things. So Nicki Minaj unleashes this verbal onslaught on Jay-Z. She says, are you understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are. You will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times, since I wasn't trying to say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. Now, that's also really telling. She says she will not be releasing an album until her contract is renegotiated. From what I know, she is signed to
Minaj previously shared a post making serious allegations about the entertainment industry. In it, she claimed that some popular artists are involved in dark, ritualistic practices tied to satanic symbolism and blood sacrifice. She suggested that extreme success in Hollywood may come with hidden costs, implying that certain powerful figures operate within secretive circles. She also expressed the belief that the public is often distracted by division and conflict, while influential elites remain in control behind the scenes. According to that perspective, internal fighting among everyday people only strengthens those at the top. It's important to note that these claims reflect conspiracy-based views that have circulated online for years and remain unproven. However, statements like these continue to fuel debate about power, influence, and transparency within the entertainment industry.
Crime. Now let's be real. You know 50 Cent was somewhere stretching his fingers like, another post. 50 probably woke up, saw the headlines and said, God is good. 50 Cent jumped on Instagram and posted the article on his page and wrote the caption, I know I'm late on this, but this is kinda crazy. What do you do to get thrown into that mix? Then he posted a picture of Jay-Z and wrote the caption, damn, they got my man Jay in the Epstein files. I gotta do a doc on this. Bro, don't tell me you about to do a Jay-Z documentary that's gonna be even more spicier than the Diddy one you dropped. Now, we all know that 50 lives for moments like this. This is like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and tax season combined in one. 50 don't even need facts. He needs content. He the type to post, I don't know if it's true, but with 20 laughs
in recent years. Figures like Nicki Minaj and Kanye West have often been labeled as controversial or even unstable because of their outspoken comments. However, some supporters now argue that they may have been attempting to call attention to issues within the entertainment industry. Nicki Minaj, in particular, posted a series of strong statements accusing powerful figures of engaging in extreme and immoral behavior to gain and maintain influence. She also made political remarks, warning followers about supporting certain parties, and hinted that she possesses inside knowledge she has not yet fully shared. Additionally, she stated that she would not release new music until her contract is renegotiated, suggesting there have been behind-the-scenes conflicts, including alleged industry sabotage. Reports indicate she is signed to Universal Music Group, which has led to further speculation among fans about label politics and control within the music business. It's important to note that these claims and accusations remain unverified, but they continue to generate intense debate about power dynamics and transparency in the entertainment world. Clip went news about trafficking allegations and Epstein-related documents started circulating. You can imagine 50 Cent watching it all unfold with interest. It's the kind of headline that practically writes itself for someone like him. According to reports, 50 took to Instagram to share an article and added a caption along the lines of, "I know I'm late on this, but this is kind of crazy. What do you do to get thrown into that mix?" He also posted a photo of Jay-Z and joked about the situation, hinting that it might be documentary-worthy. Given 50 Cent's history of turning industry drama into content, fans immediately speculated that he might be considering another exposed style, project possibly even one more controversial than his previous work. He has a reputation for leaning into viral moments, often posting with a mix of sarcasm and humor, sometimes adding that he's just asking questions while letting the internet do the rest, whether serious or strategic. 50 clearly knows how to capitalize on trending conversations and keep himself at the center of them. Clip: people thought the fallout surrounding Diddy was major, but some are now speculating that if serious allegations ever truly hit Jay-Z, the impact could be even bigger. There's a belief among critics that Jay-Z is working overtime to protect his empire and public image, especially with his name being mentioned in online discussions tied to Epstein-related document releases. Some commentators have pointed out that individuals like Jaguar Wright have been making accusations about Jay-Z for years. They question why there hasn't been legal action to silence those claims, interpreting that silence in different ways. Others argue that her recent quietness is surprising, especially given the renewed attention around these controversies. Still, it's important to note that allegations circulating online are not the same as verified evidence. There's also renewed scrutiny of past interviews and industry relationships, with critics re-examining old clips and interactions through today's lens. In addition, some skeptics question the financial strategies of wealthy celebrities, such as investments in art and business ventures, suggesting they are methods of protecting wealth. However, financial diversification through art and assets is also a common and legal practice among high-net-worth individuals, as more documents continue to be reportedly totaling millions of pages. Speculation is likely to continue for months. At this stage, much of the conversation remains driven by public opinion, online commentary, and unproven claims rather than confirmed findings. Clip: some critics have raised questions about the timeline of Jay-Z and Beyoncé's early relationship. Jay-Z was born in 1969 and Beyoncé in Ijobayi, which means there was roughly a 12-year age difference between them. Commentators point out that when they reportedly began dating in the late 1990s, Jay-Z was around 30 years old, while Beyoncé was said to be 17 or 18 at the time. But looking back, critics argue that it deserves scrutiny. Others have speculated about Beyoncé's exact age during that period, referencing past interviews and claims from other celebrities. Though none of that has been officially substantiated, the broader point being made by some commentators is about power dynamics in the entertainment industry, particularly when it involves established older figures and much younger rising stars. However, it's important to note that public records list Beyoncé's birth year as Ijobayi, and there's been no verified evidence contradicting that, shifting to the legal aspect mentioned. Some observers believe that recent legal letters and lawsuits involving other high-profile figures may have been strategic, possibly intended to encourage additional accusers to come forward. Similar to how public hotlines in past cases led to more claims being filed. STI.